Hello guys, I talked to we're gonna make a movie here by video here for Barcelona. I was about to call it, their rebirth of Barcelona, but it's crazy to say something like that because we're talking about Barcelona like Barcelona has gone under after just one season don't winning the title. I'm not a Barcelona fan myself, I'm a Real Madrid fan. So, but anyway, guys, I just set it up. This is I'm not finished with the season. I normally play the season through before I set the videos up for you guys, but I haven't done this one, and because in 5 days something the full version of Football Manager will come. So this is more about thoughts, and I have played some games. The thing you have here with Barcelona, when you start with the game, guys, you don't have that much money, and you are in an economy problem in a way. Not a problem, but as you can see, the projection seems 75 million you can use next year. The year after that is 100 and 130. Is not as big as the English clubs, but at the same time you have players with high wage, so if you sell them you will free a lot more money, and you can in a way you can get bigger names here. But in Barcelona you have something you don't have in other clubs, both in Barcelona and I think in Real Madrid, but especially when I went through the U team here, you can build. So okay, when you come to Barcelona, just starting with it, guys, from the start, you will be needing some new staff here. It's mostly maybe goalkeeper coaches. You also will be needing some performance analysts if you want to, but you also have too many physios and sports scientists. Do you need something else here? You need maybe recruitment analysts and things like that, but I haven't gone out there and signed anyone here, so you know that part. The next part, guys, is when I look at Barcelona, I'm going to go very fast through it. I'm not going to one player here. Is with Barcelona, when I started this game and I thought, okay, we can attack, we can do which attack. The important thing is here to have, because this is a big club, okay? So the problem with a big club is that they expect you to win the title this season and come to the semi-final of the Champions League this season. So when you start on getting the results, you start to change. It's a little bit like the real life, and the pressure is on. So if you're going to succeed, if this is a long game, you're going to do it. If you're going to build them up again, you should go back to the prime time after football. But I think the nearest time for me was when they had a philosophy, what they were known for, the playing philosophy, going back to the roots. So you don't need to go back there because that's the playing roots, but you need to have a philosophy, okay? But I think the Gegen, I don't use normally Gegen with teams that doesn't have the Gegen style players. I know it will work with many teams also. It's I haven't done that. And the thing here with the Barcelona team is maybe you should be looking at two strikers. Okay, but I first began to think about two strikers, and I saw Lionel Messi is 33 years old. The thing with Messi, guys, that is you can trigger the contract extension if you want to. His contract is going out next year, so of course you would trigger it, and after that you maybe should leave him going at next season. He's extremely good. Played 2 games for me, 3 goals already. He was injured in the start of the season on an international duty match. Okay, so but anyway, he's 33 years old. Griezmann is 29 years old. You got other players that can play strikers, but they are not the kind of strikers you would think they are. They are my strikers. I'm gonna build 5 years of plan around them. They are more wingers. So I know, yes, in the beta, you using 2 strikers is really giving you results, but I didn't want to do that. I just want to build a philosophy. I go through the players, and I'm looking at, okay, what we can went back to by seeing the players you have in your junior team and the B team coming up here. You should be playing the tiki-taka under Pep Guardiola. Okay, before we go in here, guys, this is not a recreation of that team. My thought here was, when I went through the squad, is have the ball so we don't concede that many goals, and when we lose the ball, force the opponent come through to the middle, okay? Force them to come to the middle. So before we're gonna go through one-on-one players, I'm just going a little bit through the tactic here. So I want them to come over here. So I want to keep the ball, push the wingers back on the field, and make them force them coming through here, and don't get that many goals against me, okay? Because if you have the ball a lot with Barcelona, and if you, for example, use too many playmakers and ball playing midfielders, the problem will be is also a lot to do with how you set up the team, okay? But the problem is that mainly they will be shifting the ball from side to side too many times. When you play possession with them, there are too many players playing shifting the ball from side to side, especially if you want to play a little bit wider with the team. So that was one of the problems. You got too many counterattacks against you from unnecessary passing. And the players are good, absolutely good players. But you cannot afford too many counterattack against you. And you have to make sure the counterattacks you get against you have to be on few players attacking you, okay? And you're gonna see the reason here why. Because I have bought in Danny Blinn here, but normally you will have Busquets. I used the little money I had on Danny Blinn. And you have Sergio Busquets here, guys. Sergio Busquets is lacking pace. Aggression is low. He's not the same player. Maybe he is, because he was never that kind of physical players. But you don't have kind of Puyol. You have lost Vidal here. So a 4-2-3-1 is out of the picture. Because if you play a 4-2-3-1 here, you have to put... Busquets is the only player you have with a decent defensive abilities in this team. So if you buy another... But using him in a 4-2-3-1... It's possible to do it, but then you have to make giving support in the middle here from your fullbacks. Maybe use a Sergio Roberto coming here as a support, because if you're gonna use De Jong there with Busquets, I don't think it will go. You can use maybe you can use Pjanic there. Pjanic can also play that role, but I think Pjanic is, I'm gonna tell you, you have Pjanic. He's also, one thing is he's old, so building around him is not right. But he's not that kind of player, you know. You don't have that kind of 4-2-3-1 players there, and that's a little bit shame, because you, on a 4-2-3-1 you could use Coutinho here, and he's awesome there. That's the problem, one of the problems. And the second problem is that the real problem Barcelona have, Coutinho and Messi will approach in the same room. You have to find a solution for that. If not, you have to sell one of them maybe, because you can't afford to have Coutinho on the bench with this kind of wage. That will also be a problem. Okay? Anyway, so that's one of the problems I thought when I was setting up this team. I thought also about the two strikers. I think the strikers are too old to start with it. Of course, you can buy a new striker next year, but I wanted also to build not a team based on results. I wanted a philosophy to coming in, so I called it Tiki Taka 2011. I tried to recreate it, sorry. I was fascinated about it. I want to go back to that. So, okay, I got this system. I got my youth players. I have to find a balance between results and making new stars from my youth team, because there are many players that closing up to the end of their career here. You got Piqué. How old was Piqué? 33 years old. His wage is not that bad, and he's contracted to 2024. Keep him in the team. You can also use him as a halfback or defensive halfback later on in the career. So maybe gets forward whenever possible. That can be a little bit tricky as a halfback, but you can use him there. And you got also the problems with other players in this team you have is that you have Messi, as we saw it earlier today. Another player you have is Dembele. Okay, based on my tactic here, guys, my first and foremost was keeping the ball as much as possible up front here. Don't have any unnecessary ball. We don't lose the ball unnecessarily. I want to win the game 1-0 instead of 3-2 or 4-5-1 or something like that. Maybe because I needed to know I don't concede that many goals. They are very easy on conceding goals, this Barcelona team, if you set them up wrong, because there are a lot of offensive players, few players with defensively fibers, and if you lose Busquets, you really don't have any defensive fibers. So this role here, having a player in this room, is extremely important. If it's Lenglet, Piqué, Busquets' brother, Oriol Busquets here, or anything like that, you have to have that. So going into the tactic, guys, we went in for this formation over here. Messi and Griezmann will change places. As I told you, Messi have been injured a little bit. He was injured in the start of the season. I haven't played that many games, but this is what I would do if I was you guys and I wanted to have this a long-term game. Of course, you can peek at twitch it a little bit from game to game. We went with the positive here. Doesn't take too much and unnecessary risks. I wanted the team to play wide. I would play wide with this team. I will use underlap at the left because what I want here is that Lionel will come in here. This guy can pass the ball. And Griezmann, this is a very free role, guys. He will roam, he will go, and he will attract players when he comes down to pick the ball. But the thing is that you want Dembele coming in here, attacking the room behind the defenders, and Messi coming in here. You will get a lot of through balls. At the same time, you will get the ball to Alba coming up here. And when Alba get the ball here, you have underlap. So Messi will get the ball. He sometimes will go for goal. He will sometimes go in support. He will sometimes go for Sergio Roberto as he's coming up here. And sometimes he will go for Alba. When Alba gets the ball here, we ask him, pass it shorter, cross less often, cross from byline, cross aim center, because it's the point that will be most players and we are crossing low, dribble less and sit narrow. So when he gets the ball, the reason also we want him to sit narrow is most of the time he will get the ball from Messi. And sometimes De Jong that switch the ball. The players that switch the ball from side to side would be these players and this player especially, and these up front, okay? That's why I want Alba to pass it shorter. So he suddenly done, okay, I want to find Messi, smell, go over there, and you lose the ball. Messi is not going to work back. So that's the thing. We ask him to short, and that's why I also put these players as central defender in central defender here. Take few risks, especially for length. I don't want him as a ball playing defender because when we have the ball, they will start switching the ball from side to side and sometimes go high. I don't want any long balls at this game. I don't want any long balls. Okay, guys. So Dembele, Messi get the ball. He get the ball to Alaba. That will be this side. Dembele is already here. Griezmann is here. Griezmann sometimes again drop down here. Dembele starts a new run, and Mezzala is coming up. So you pass the ball here to underlap. That was one of my thoughts. Okay, play through the middle. I never take it away. I know this is something you should be careful about. Don't use it against everyone. But those matches I have played, it have worked, guys. It have worked very well, especially if you are playing also wide and based on our passing directness and lower tempo. One of those, again, the reason of this is I don't want any long balls. I know if I increase the tempo, they will start passing it faster. They will lose the ball, and sometimes even they will lift the ball. Sometimes I will go even much shorter, but I'm leading the game. I have set it up with run at defense. This is for more balance reasons, because I will take it off now from game to game, guys. But this game I had it on. Last game I had it on dribble less, because it's no problem you have it on dribble less, because who will dribble here? I ask Coutinho to dribble. Extremely good dribbler. His decision is good, his composure, his agility is good. Maybe not Messi will dribble. Okay, look at him. You don't want him to dribble. So you want to have the ball, keep the ball in the team, and either have some combination play where we score goals on, or having these players dribble and make Hoak out there and try to win the ball. But we don't want to lose the ball on long balls. Dembele will dribble, but Dembele will not, as an inside forward in attack in this system, he will not get that ball that many times in position to dribble. He will get the ball around here a lot. Sergio Roberto will dribble more, but he also don't get the ball that much at the final third, so he's not that dangerous. So okay, and the Roman playmaker, he will not dribble that much. So we also ask him to pass it shorter. The reason I want him here, because I want him to be more moving behind Coutinho. Coutinho have worked well as a Mezzala. Maybe he would work even better as a Mezzala in attack. But then I have to take Dembele as inside forward in support. I don't think I'd want two players in the attacking duty here. But The number here is not that good, but when I see him play in the game, I like him very well because he comes and finishes the ball from many different positions. He set up the game. He's playing well, and he don't lose the ball that many times. And he's one of the players I think in the long run, if I can just twitch him a little bit from game to game now, I think I can make him because he's having a lot of good shots out there. A lot of good shots. And I have also Pjanic outside here, and I have some young players that have to get the chance to play there. And we're going to go through the young players later. So Coutinho is good. De Jong is a very good player, guys. De Jong is a very good player. He's also have pace and everything. But one of the things I don't like with him in this thing is he runs with the ball through center, tries to play via strap is okay, bring out the ball for the defense, it's no problem. But the first one here sometimes that can be a problem. But this guy is a good play, guys. His composure, he comes down to get the ball with this composure, with this agility. Okay, balance. Maybe a little bit more balance would be better. Look at his vision, guys. Teamwork as well. He can connect well with the players around him. When you have it out there, especially with Messi, they connect very well. So, awesome player, awesome player. You have also Busquets. You have some more years and some more seasons in Busquets. He's 32 years old. Okay, the physique is going down, but when you play this system with this low tempo, you are not that. The physique is not that important. But anyway, I brought in Danny Blinn. We are not going into him because he doesn't play here when you start with the game. I also wanted Piqué in as a stopper function and also Lenglet as a cover. The reason here is that, especially most of the teams in Spain will play against you with one sole striker, and when you have the ball that much and the wingers go down, it will end up with a long ball to that lonely striker. And with Piqué having this jumping reach and heading, you want him to go in there and win that ball. And as well as Piqué is extremely well, guys, in reading the game. He don't have that high aggression. He doesn't make that many fouls. So you will win the ball high up in the field very often with him pressuring the player, even though he doesn't have the pace. He doesn't have the pace. So Lenglet is also very good at covering here. He's a little bit, he's good pace guy, so he got good pace. So he's winning the ball. I wouldn't use when Stegen comes back his sweeper keeper in attack. I know you love him as that, but it will be too many long balls, guys. He will hit them wrong, he will hit them wrong, and long, not wrong, and he will take unnecessary risk that you don't afford in this game. We have some in Norway, we say something in the game: if the game is waving, has waves from side to side, then it will not benefit you as a technical team out there, because you have only offensive players. A little bit like the old Barcelona, isn't it? So when we look at your troops, guys, I sold some players out. You have some dead meat out there. You can also bring in some money from Paris here. Let's get those money in. Okay, but you got Mateo Fernandez when you start the game. I loaned him away, and I think I will sell him next year. I don't see him be a good Barcelona player, but he got some box-to-box movement here you can use, but this is not a special player for you. And you also had Braithwaite. How do you say that? Braithwaite? Yeah, I don't think this is a Barcelona caliber at all. So I sold him as well. Got 9.7, almost 10 million pound for him. He doesn't have that high wage, guys, so you don't need to sell him. But I don't see him playing here. Players you don't see playing here is no point of keeping here. You have Iñaki Pena is playing in the B team. I brought him in as a third goalkeeper. I see him be a good second goalkeeper. So you should giving him a new contract and keeping in the team. And that's one of the players. You got good goalkeepers in Stegen and Neto. Stegen is very good, as you know. His also command of area is good. That will help you a lot when it comes to corners and things like that, because you don't got many players that are good in jumping. Neto, on the other hand, is not that good over there. Neto is, you can get a better second goalkeeper, but then again, for which amount of money can you buy that goalkeeper? His composure is very good, his reflexes is good, but one-on-one is very good, so that will help you when you get a lot of one-on-ones against you. But his command of area is a problem, especially in this team. 14 is not that bad, but it's not that good either. His area reach is also not that good. So you will have a problem. I think Stegen is... That's... In a way, Stegen is very good with the passing, so he will make it up. But again, if you're using him in a defensive sweeper, you don't have that problem. So the problem is, the thing is, you have Stegen here, you have the ball almost the time here. The build-up is not that big part of the game. If Stegen is not going to use his passing, but again, in time you can change this Barcelona, you get some more defensive fibers, or even get, maybe you don't want to do that, you just want to get even more better offensive players here, like Messi would love the Barcelona to do, I think, then you would have another system. So Stegen is also a goalkeeper, but his age is good. I don't think you need to go out to the market and buying goalkeepers, because if you're going to buy a good, better goalkeeper in this, I think you have to go around with 200 or 210,000 pounds a week. So yeah, you have Piqué, you have Umtiti. His pace is good. He reads the game. He positions himself well. He got great marking that can be very good for you in this department. But his jumping reach is, he have just been injured, so he's coming back. So this will go back, I think, up to 11 or something. But 10 is low. 10 is low. 10 is very low for a player with 210,000 pounds a week. But it's a risk. Do you want him as your first substitute defender with this amount of wage? And you know his history of injuries. So maybe you should let Umtiti go. Okay, Lenglet is a very good defender. His jumping reach is okay here. He's left-footed, so you can have him there. He's a perfectionist as a personality, so you can use him to mentor players. He reads the game. He have good concentration. His leadership is okay. His positioning is good, guys, and he have good teamwork that can also, in later stage, because he's only 25 years old, you can maybe use him as an offside trap, because good teamwork and good reading the game combines as a good center defenders that can together play the offense, the offside trap. His tackling is also very good, so and with low aggression here, you will not get that many yellow cards, because Piqué and Lenglet will get a lot of one-on-ones. So you need to think, if you're gonna play, if you don't have midfielders that can win the ball, you should have defenders that can win the ball for you. Okay, I will do that. Sergio Roberto was also a player that was a little bit thinking about as a right defender or not. He doesn't have those technical abilities, but he doesn't have those offensively or defensively technical abilities. As the technical part, you see, he's not that good. His first touch is okay, that saves him. Good, okay passing and good technique. That's it, guys. But these are okay. This is not good in a Barcelona term, first 11 player. But he's good at his teamwork again. His off-the-ball movement is great. His pace is not that good. He's good, but he's not that good. I would love to have Smiedo back here in the team again. But his work rate is also good, and his stamina combined. So as an inverted wing back, as I'm using him now, is okay, as you can see. But in time, if you need to cash in and maybe buy some players, this is the guy. You also have Oriol Busquets here. Oriol. He's okay player, but I thought I will have him as a third option as a halfback, and he got absolutely the attributes to play as that. But as you can see, his composure is low, so that's not good. He's very, in this system, his first touch is good, but the composure is not that good, guy. He's not reading the game very, very well. His positioning is, but he's also 21 years old. He can be better, as you can see. His positioning is good, teamwork is good. A little bit faster than Sergio, but brings ball out of defense, try to play way out of trouble. That's also very good. He can also play as a center defender, but I have listed him and I want him out. You won't get that much money. You have also Araujo, Ronald Araujo. He's in your B team also when you start the game. I put him in the first team, and I have him in because his jumping reach is good, his positioning is good, reads the ball well. If he improves these to 15, for example, guys, his reading of the game here, his concentration maybe get one up, decision to 15, he gets his marking to 15, imagine he get his jumping reach to 17. He's 191 tall, you know. Then you have a good central defender that can be your Nacho in your team. It can be your John O'Shea. So for him to play as a defensive midfielder, as a center defender for us, is my fourth choice now as a center defender. I think next year he can be a good player. His wage is low, his age is low, so you can have 4 or 5 years as a substitute in your team with him. I don't think he will be your first defender if you're gonna win the Champions League. Serginho, that's in real life he was awesome in El Clasico especially, but he played well. His technical abilities is good, so you need to train more on that one. And I think he will be a good player. You see, this is long part from his prime. His determination is high. Keep him in the team. Give him playing time. I haven't done that, but I will start doing it. I promise you guys. But this was also more a test to get to know the team. He can be very, very good player. Don't loan him, because if you loan him out, there is not that much between him and Sergio Roberto in long term, guys. You got Jordi Alba, as you know. Filippo is a good substitute you have at the left. Miriam Pjanic, you have to keep him. There is no solution. And he was. Remember one thing with Pjanic is, guys, his free kick. His free kicks is good. Can give you goal, and also set pieces is good. And something special, I think Ryoki Puig, sorry. The little man here, 169, weighing 56 kilo. Okay, you need players with good first touch. You need good players who can read the game well. He does have the first touch. He can read the well. His composure is okay. Decision is okay. Off the ball is not that good. He have no defensive abilities. You cannot use him as a Mezzella, I think, in time. Maybe you can, but he will not be an awesome Mezzella, as he doesn't got the off the ball movement, he doesn't got the finishing movement, long shots movement. So if he will stay in your club and you keep giving him, let's see how much his contract is going out in 2021. Let's see how much contract you want. If you're gonna stay one more year, yeah, that's livable. We can live with that. 14,000. Okay, so yeah, why not? Keep him in the team, I think. But don't expect him. If he gets very good, he gets very good. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But this can be a substitute for you. You have to think a little bit, I think, like the old Barcelona again in Pep Guardiola system. He brought up players that maybe wasn't that very good players, but in Barcelona they were very good because he have the attributes. If you're gonna play that style, he have the attribute to play tiki-taka football for you. He will give you nothing defensively, of course, but you don't need to always. And you got one of my favorites here. I liked especially Moriba. Moriba is 17 years old when you start the game. He can be really good. I would keep him 1 year in the team. I would loan him next year when he's 18 years old. And you can see his long shots, guys, coming up here. This guy can be good. This guy can be really good. And his determination, 15. And look at he already has so many traits. To work with the trait of this player, give him one more maybe. This can be an awesome player. Okay, Coutinho, as you know, for me he worked. Maybe next year I will sell him, but there is no need. Again, you sell Coutinho, you won't get that much money because his wage is too much. You won't get that much money. So Coutinho is a good player in this game. You have to just, for me, when I'm looking at the whole matches, I think he's doing good. Pedri, awesome player. Use him in the middle. Use him, don't as a winger. Use him as in the middle. If you use him at the wingers, use him as an inverted winger, as you can see here, or as an advanced playmaker or something. But for me, this would be my new Mezzella. Okay, I know. He have some flaws here. He's 17 years old, guys. He will never become a good defensive player. But again, what are we talking about? Players with good agility, good balance, good acceleration to be a midfielder central that can keep high pressure. His bravery is low. That can give you a little bit problem maybe if you're playing as a physical team. But he can play all over, you know. He can play as De Bruyne maybe. He can be as an inverted winger here, and he can play as a Mezzella here. or advanced playmaker. This is a great player. Look at his flair. This is the kind of players you need to break up opponents when you have the ball a lot. Then you got also this guy coming. You have Dembele. Dembele for me would be that player to need to leave the club. He haven't got that any injuries and was afraid of his injuries. His mental attributes is not good enough for a tiki-taka in my opinion. He doesn't have the teamwork. He doesn't have the work rate. He doesn't have the bravery. He got great pace and agility that can help you win the ball. This balance he doesn't have, so that will not help you. He can play at both sides, but he can prefer to use both foots, and his dribbling is awesome. But when you play as an inside forward in this system, you're gonna go in behind, and he gave me a lot of headache when I was starting to build my team, because do I want Dembele to be a winger for me as a right side? Do I want Dembele to be as an inside forward? Do I want him? But he plays for himself outside there. He plays for himself. He needs someone who can set him up. Messi does, but I think Ansu Fati will do the same work as he does. So you can use maybe Pedri as you are building him as a central midfielder. You can also build him as a winger, and you have Ansu Fati at the left. Or you can maybe go out and buy Depay instead of buying Blinn, and you have a good left winger out there. So yeah, you also got this guy Trincao. This guy can be good. As Messi was injured, I used him as you can see here, left side. I used him as an inverted winger. I shouldn't use him as an inverted winger, and I made him hold up the ball because I wanted Roberto to get higher up in the field. But he can be absolutely great players. Look at, guys, if he's 20 years old, okay, his determination works well. So he's lacking pace. Maybe. I'm not saying he's gonna be the best player in La Liga, but he has some lacking as well. But composure is good, decision is good, vision is good. Off the ball is not bad flair. The 14, if you can round them up to 15, because we have one more year, guys, and he can be really good. Look at this. Keep him there, give him playtime. Don't loan them away, all of them. You also have one more, Alena at your second team. I want to use him as a substitute. I used him in the Football Manager 2020 as advanced playmaker. He killed it in Real Betis. He killed it there. I don't know why, as he have no physical abilities, but he have the flair. He has the passing. He has the technique. He has a okay vision. Look at his first touch. Again, what are we playing? We are playing with the ball all the time. I haven't given more than one substitute, and that's why I'm keeping him on the bench this year. I will see how because he's a fringe player and he's accepting sitting there. He's getting 22,000 £22,000 a week. I won't get a new player for that in this amount of money. Keep him in the team, and don't loan them. If you are loaning them, then you should sell them, because he's not getting much better than this. So Ansu Fati. Yeah, of course, better than Dembele. This is a great player. I don't want to overuse him. He didn't deliver for me that much, but again, we haven't get this inside forward working that much, because normally ball goes to Alba finds Coutinho, Coutinho goes back to Messi, so I'm working with getting the true ball here. Maybe I have to change Alaba. Maybe he can take more risk, but I'm afraid of those long balls coming in. So yeah, and Ansu Fati can play in more different positions as well, guys. You have also a lot of good players in your youth team as well still, guys. You have those players coming up. Collado is injured when he starts the game. You should sell him. And you have a lot of players here. A lot of players. And you can go and look at here. This guy I also like. This one I like. So building for the future. 4-3-3. I would go 4-3-3. I would save this zone as soon as possible. I would make sure not everyone can dribble outside that field. Maybe hit the dribble less button, guys. Sometimes I take away also the discipline. How does it go so far? We played this formation from this game in the series. So the main thing here is don't concede any goals. And 3-0. Oh, Greenfield. As you can see, we had 9 shots, 6 of them after goal, 222, and I'm tweaking it from game to game. Against good teams, I think you will destroy them, because if you score early, they will come up and you will destroy them. But I had a hard time with Ibar and Elche. We played Elche. Come on. We played. As you can see, the XG is not that high, but you have 10 shots at goal. You are keeping the ball 66% of the time. You have 3 shots on against yourself, and none of them go into the goal. Against weaker team, you will have a little bit of problem. Granada, we gave them a little bit more freedom, and as you can see, 15 shots, 1 shot against your goal, 65% of the ball. You can score more goals, but I don't want to twitch too much too early. I know if I'm I want those 3 points. That's it. And I know I will break the good teams with this system. Of course, you have to adjust it from game to game against good teams. Here you have against Huesca, 2 shots on goal. We got 1 goal against us from Sandro, but you will also get a lot of penalties and free kicks. This XG can be a little bit higher, should be higher when we have that ball so much. But also I want the ball more than only scoring. So here I allow them to dribble. As you can see, dribble more. So yeah. What else do you need in Barcelona, guys? Barcelona is Barcelona. Remember to build around the training facilities, the youth department, keeping the stadium top notch. If you get the money, you need money. That's the thing, you need money. Those £100 over there, guys, is not gonna make you miracles. So you have to go out there, and you maybe should even get affiliate clubs. You should maybe get going for a new club for getting a little bit more money. I see there are not no China, no Japan, no USA affiliates here. So maybe you can get one, you get some more money. You need more money. Doing good in Champions League is also good. Some of these young players maybe do as Real Madrid does. Even when they're younger and just loan them out and get some money. Remember to have money. If they're selling the players, you get the again money. I don't think you need the buy clauses to buy them back, but keep it there because maybe one day you have injury player. Be very careful what you use your money on when you're playing in Barcelona. Build it around your system. I was in the definition, okay, should I buy a new defensive player, or should I go all in, play the old school tiki-taka, keeping not the Bielsa maybe tiny style, but a little bit keeping the ball in the team, slow up the tempo, keep the ball, just keep it in your team. And you can also very easily in this formation go out and attack them, guys. You just loosen up a little bit and you get some more chances, and you get the goal, you can just switch it back again. For me, again, I just want those 3 points. That's it. I just want those 3 points. I'm not sure if this tactic, guys, 100%. You can just go and use it. I also have a tactic 2 here. I use it, then I don't use Busquets here. I use De Jong. I haven't used it. I just used it in preseason. It went well. So it's even more defensive than the first one in a way, because you got. But if you go for this, you should change this to attack, and you should use De Jong there. I think it will work. It's up to you guys. I hope you like the movie. I hope it inspired you to go with Barcelona. If this is the right way to do it or not, I don't know. But I think I would do this, guys. I would play the results, and the way you can play the results with this team is to keep the ball in the team. Don't take unnecessary risk. You have good enough players that at last end of the game score goals for you. I have a lot of guys. I have a lot of using, as you can see here, play instructions, pass it shorter, blah blah blah. Even Messi, yes, because I want him to play 1-2-1-2. But takes more risk, hold up the ball to get it to the other side. We can maybe take those 2 away. Sometimes I take those 2 away. Well, I see it. Messi's getting the ball, passing too much. I see he gets the shooting chances. Maybe he can sometimes pass more direct passes. But as you can see, this doesn't. For him, it doesn't. He has a tries killer ball offense. So it doesn't mean anything. He won't listen to you in a way. So this is more for Trincao here. So shoot more often, hold up ball and get further forward. It will drop down here. Tackle harder, mark tighter. Remember that this is not only for Messi, as Messi in games I often change their places. As you can see, Coutinho had dribble more, De Jong had pass his shoulders, shoot less often. Busquets had take few risks, shoot less often, and you have Sergio Roberto, you have Greece.